Hey kid, you want some candy? Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm a friend of your mom's. Hop on in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. And I know this van looks like it should have free candy just scrawled along the side of it, but this van right here is actually a 2002 Ford E350 that I picked up for, I kid you not, $1,000. I bought this in last September. That is 2022. It is currently June of 2023. And we are finally going to get this thing ready and inspected to get it on the road. This whole video has taken me a week to put together, and it just sums up the last 8 months of me spending time with this van, and good grief. It has taken a lot of work to get this thing road ready. My buddy was like, oh yeah, we'll give the guy who owns it, we'll give him $1,000, and you know, you may need to spend $1,000 in parts to get it road ready, and you know, it'll take us a weekend to get it done. Yeah, sure, okay. The amount of days that I have sunk into this project, I've completely lost count. I've completely lost count of how much money I've spent on this thing too. What did we need to fix on here? Well, okay, blown head gaskets for start. So we had to replace the head gaskets, which required us to basically take the whole front end of the vehicle apart so that we could get the heads off and do all of the work. It would have been easier if we pulled the motor, but you know, we were like, we'll just get it done in a weekend. No big deal. It was a huge deal. Then we had to replace the entire braking system on this truck because all of the calipers were completely seized. It stopped, but only just. So all the way around, we had to buy a new set of calipers, and they are quite shiny and they're working good now. We had to get a new intake, new brake master cylinder, new brake vacuum booster, new ABS pump. It's actually off an F-150 that we pulled out of a junkyard. So fingers crossed my ABS computer works, because that's kind of important. But that's just the stuff we needed to do to get it rolling. You can see there's a whole bunch of other cosmetic issues on this truck, but we still needed to get this thing inspected. So let's roll the clocks back to a more innocent time of Monday. Alrighty, let's see what's in the box. All right, this should be pretty easy, frankly. Alternators on this truck are 2 bolts and a couple of switches. Yeah, no, it should not be difficult. Cool. Let's get into the truck. I need a new air filter. So right there, that's the alternator. We might not even need to take this part off, which would be super easy. Question is, where is the tensioner for the serpentine belt? Because I can't just pull the belt off of here. It's pretty darn tight. Okay, there we go. Actually, getting the belt off is really easy.
Yay, I got it out. Ta-da! Found it.
I'm sure if I did even a halfway decent job of editing all that, it was like 5 minutes for you. I've been in here, out here for like an hour, and I'm still not entirely done. But the alternator's in place. Got to put the battery in and then see how it does. The dash light was flickering, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it all works. Now remember, folks at home, when you're working on your motorcycle, your truck, whatever, you know, I've got a fair few back there, you could choose to go with a cheap refurbished battery that you're going to have to replace sooner rather than later, or you could get a good one that actually has a warranty and stuff. Shade Tree Surgeon, I'm talking to you with your gold wings that have batteries in them that leave people high and dry that I then have to replace. Shade Tree. See if it's working. We're good. Okay, alternator's in. Everything seems to be working. I could, I guess, core out the old one, but I don't know. It's busted and no, it's not worth anything. It's probably 100,000 miles old at this point. Next stop is actually to go to my local pastime, the great Ford parts dealership, the salvage yard, because I need new wells for all of this. Basically, every single plastic well in this truck is spent. So what I need to do is I need to go see if there are any O2 Fords sitting at the local salvage yard. Let's go have some fun. Let's hit the road. It's boiling hot in here. Oh yeah, it's a great view. I love filming on my phone. Starts right up. I used to have an exhaust leak. I think I fixed it. I'm gonna have the windows down, or windows up, because it's hot out, and my AC works, believe it or not. So hopefully I don't, hopefully I don't go to sleep. Well, here we are. Lovely graveyard. Found one right back here, but unfortunately it's a no-go. This is exactly the same kind of damage that mine had. So that well cover's no good, but let's see what the door well covers look like. That's not bad actually. And there's a mat in there. See if I can get the doors open. Nope. Okay, on to the next one. So, unfortunately, this one's a total bust, but we have a ton of options to choose from. Let me show you. So this is more or less how they do it. They basically are like, there's your car, here's a whole bunch of options, go find it. Good luck. All right, actually looks like we got kind of lucky on this one. This one's in pretty decent shape, but I'm gonna have to rip up a whole bunch of crap out of the way to get at it. So this is gonna take a minute. So we're very close here. Unfortunately, this van has the double doors, not the sliding door. So looking at the bottom, it doesn't look like it's ready for a sliding door. So I'm gonna keep looking, although I'm gonna carry this guy around just in case. It's, it's in pretty decent shape. All things considered, for a van in a salvage yard, that'll actually clean up pretty good. So maybe I can cut parts of it away or something for mine, but the nice thing is right here, the top side, it's all attached. Mine was completely coming apart. Well, I figured just in case we were missing something or all of these vans were made on the same factory, I figured I may expand my search to the bow tie section. And there are some vans that have the sort of the same size, but every one of these vans has double doors, and the ones that have sliding doors are picked clean. So I feel like my chance of getting a used cheap one is not going to work. I may have to actually pony up for a full-priced new one, which, whatever, that's fine. It's part of the adventure of coming to a salvage yard. But I've checked probably a dozen vans at this point, and there's nothing here, so time to move on. Having suffered terrible defeat and failure out on the hunting grounds, the hunter heads to Harbor Freight Tools because the hunter needs a push broom to clean off the bed before I can install the mat. I also need some room temperature vulcanizing silicone to fill a bunch of pinholes that are all throughout the back of the bed. So, onward. Welcome to day 2. So, completely bombed at the salvage yard, unfortunately, but we do have more to do. I need to pull the seats out, and I need to rip up all of the existing flooring. Then I need to basically push broom out the whole interior because it's full of gutter screws and leaves and all sorts of fun stuff that I don't want to have in here. And then there are so many holes in the bed that I need to fill up before I can even begin to contemplate putting down the new flooring. The new mat is really nice, and I want to at least have the underside not get water up inside of it, not have a bunch of gutter screws underneath it. So this is going to be kind of long, boring work, and you guys are going to get a time lapse of me doing several hours worth of labor in a few minutes. Let's do it. Now the doghouse has to come out. It's not terrible. Oh, that's rough bubbles right there. That's not good. Well, that's not awesome. Just in case you're wondering, that is the ground. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that. I gotta fill all these holes now. Oh, okay, well, mat is down. I'm gonna let this RTV silicone sit overnight before I keep going, and then I'm gonna see if I can get more of this rubberized mat for up here, because that would be really nice. and I need to contemplate what I'm gonna do with this giant hole in the ground. Chances are I'm probably just gonna put something over top of it and just play out of sight, out of mind. But yeah, no, I've about hit my limit on what I'm willing to do to this truck so far. This is a pretty successful day, so see you tomorrow. Good morning. Day 3, I think. You find us already in motion trying to fix the parking brake, and I think we found the problem. That right there is what you would call a spent shoe. Looks like somebody was driving with the parking brake on, which, I mean, for a truck this old, having to have replaced those brakes over there, it's no surprise that I'm gonna have to go spend $70 on new shoes. But you know what? At least we'll theoretically be able to get this job done. The goal at the end of the day here is to get this thing actually road legal. The hole in the floor, they're not gonna see that when I put the mat back over it, so that's not my problem. At least not yet anyway. And then hopefully we'll be able to take it to a service station and get this job done and officially get this title transferred, because I've had it in the shelf for 8 months. Be nice to put it in my own name.
6.5 hours later.
Well, the astute among you may notice I'm currently wearing a different t-shirt and we're not in the street. That is because I have spent the better part of all day working on, you can't see it because the door is in the way, that parking brake situation. Those brakes were messed up down there. They needed some serious love, and serious love they got. But on the plus side, I think the truck is stopping. In fact, I don't think, I know. But it is currently 4 o'clock. The inspection station closes at 6 o'clock. So I gotta turn this absolute war zone of a vehicle into something that I can drive and hopefully get the state inspection. If I can get it inspected today, that is an 8-month victory in the making. So let's knock this out. Well, I think I did it. You want to see inside? So back there's one of the E-Tracks I installed last night. There's the other one, and here's that last one. I am still missing this well cover. I haven't ordered that yet, but it'll come in soon enough. And then the bed liner is looking really nice. I actually ordered a new bed liner for up there, and I know I goofed about the holes up there, out of sight, out of mind. I am gonna replace those, so don't worry yourselves. That is officially a problem for another day. I need to get to steppin' and go to the place, the inspection station, and see if this thing will finally, after 8 months of work, pass state inspection. Whew, all right, y'all. This is the first time I've turned the truck on with the mat down there. I'm actually kind of interested to see how much quieter it is, so let's see here. That is actually a huge difference. Holy cow. I know it doesn't sound like it, mostly because this mic picks up literally everything, but wow, that's a big difference. You have got to be me. I'm not going to pass inspection with an airbag light. Ugh. I think I know what that is, though. Well, it turns out in the lovable state of Texas, an airbag light is actually not going to cause this truck to fail. The real failure, they're already done doing inspections for the day. They're open for another hour, but they stop at 5. So unfortunately, I'm just going to go get this code cleared at my buddy's, and I guess I'm going to have to do it tomorrow. Another day, another shirt. I ran out of time yesterday to get the truck inspected, so we're trying again. Let's see if the error code, because I went and checked the code in the dashboard for the airbag. It was error code 47, which is passenger click thing, that this guy has a sensor in it, and apparently the truck isn't seeing it. Don't know what to tell you. Apparently airbag lights don't prohibit a truck from passing inspection. So that's fun. Gotta love Texas. See if it's still doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got to figure out what's going on there, but I don't think it actually matters. So let's actually go get this thing inspected. Fingers crossed it'll actually pass this time. And now you get to deal with angry spite, because our lovely and handsomest politicians here in Texas decided that instead of actually working on things that matter, they're gonna regulate window tint. This was okay 8 months ago. Now it needs to be 25% or greater. Ugh. Now I have to go buy a heat gun, and I need to go back, get a giant jug of isopropyl alcohol, and rip this window tint off, because I have to get this truck inspected. Well, $50 goddamn later, I have everything I need, but you know what? I really shouldn't fucking need it, because what happened to, whatever's going on in my backyard is none of your business, huh? This is the kind of petty stuff that just drives me nuts.
There, you happy, Texas?
Okay, now that I got the window tint off, I actually need to go back in and remove the residue it left behind, because this stuff never comes off clean. Well, I know you're dying to know the results of our test, and finally, we got a pass! Yay! Finally! I can go actually transfer the title to this vehicle after 8 months. There's been so much work trying to get this thing road ready, and now it is. And actually, interestingly enough, there's a recall on, there's a safety recall. It is speed control system modification. No clue. Probably from a decade ago. May go take it to my Ford dealership and be like, hey! Got a recall. Fix it. That should be interesting. Roll up with this gigantic rust bucket. See what they have to say. Ugh. Okay. On Monday, I'm going to go get this thing done up. Finally get the paperwork dealt with. But I am officially going to call this one a video. This has been a freaking journey, and it's just the beginning, because now that I have the truck ready to rock and roll back there, we're going to be putting bikes in here. I'm going to be building it out for actually sleeping in here and hitting the road with this old rust bucket. And we're going to see how much life 170,000 mile O2 E350 has left in it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.